Hello and welcome to this edition of What the Hell Just Happened, the vlog that still believes that the arc of history bends towards justice. I'm your host, Martin Gannipoler. We return this week to the impeachment hearings of the U.S. president. I know some of you may be experiencing impeachment fatigue, and I respect that, so let me break it down quickly for you. For a couple of days, there was a lively debate on high crimes and misdemeanors, followed by the presentation of the articles of impeachment, and then a period of revisions called markups by both parties. This finally resulted in the adoption of two articles. The first was for abuse of power, and the second was for obstruction of Congress. During the markup period, which lasted actually 14 hours, 5 amendments to the articles were offered by the Republicans. In brief, it went something like this. Get rid of the abuse of power article because it ignores the truth. Justify the president's withholding of funds to Ukraine because, we all know, Hunter Biden's a crackhead. And also because the president is a known crusader against corruption. Which, let's face it, he really does know a lot about, given his university and family charitable foundation, both of which were fined tens of millions of bucks for fraud. And he certainly can spot a corrupt individual when he sees one, based on his hiring of Michael Cohen, Paul Manafort, Michael Flynn, Roger Stone, Rudy Giuliani, and others, all of whom are either in jail, convicted, or under investigation. Oddly, in the 2 years before Joe Biden declared his presidential candidacy, the president had no issues about Ukrainian corruption. None! In fact, he released hundreds of millions of dollars to them without a peep about the Bidens. I wonder what changed. As to the second article of obstruction, the Republicans couldn't mount any defense, so they just kept pissing and moaning about how this kangaroo court was moving too fast or too slow, or since no crime had been committed, why should the president allow Congress to examine witness testimony or factual evidence? After all, the whole hearing's a hoax. It's a sham, a witch hunt by Schiff, Pelosi, Nadler. And while all this was happening, what was our stable genius up to? He began by firing off over 100 rage tweets about such topics as student activist Greta Thunberg, former FBI Director Comey, Adam Schiff, Pelosi, the entire corrupt news media, and on and on and on. Still, somehow he found time to meet with Russian Foreign Minister Lavrov in the Oval Office, despite not yet meeting with the Ukrainian president there. Then he held a big rally in Pennsylvania, where he really dug into some inspired paranoid blather during which he called the FBI, quote, scum. And finally this week, he had Rudy Giuliani, just back from Ukraine, over to the White House to report on the Oppo research he's been doing on Joe Biden, I guess. No, I'm not making this up. This actually happened on the same day that the articles of impeachment were adopted. Really. Okay, so what's next? So next, the articles will be voted on by the entire House of Representatives, which, if passed by a simple majority, will then be referred to the Senate for a formal impeachment trial. The trial will be presided over by Chief Justice Roberts and controlled by Moscow Mitch McConnell and the Red Square Republican majority. McConnell's already gone on TV to say that he's been coordinating with the Office of White House Counsel on how to proceed. So basically, I guess we'll have a fair and unbiased trial, after which they'll acquit the president on all charges. Well, that brings you up to speed. We'll be back soon with another edition of What the Hell Just Happened. That is, if we still have a democratic republic which allows freedom of speech. Until then, bye for now.